Good evening, Ms. Sizemore-Heiser, Ms. Lorenzen, ACSD members, and FCPS staff. My name is Amanda Campbell, and I am speaking tonight as the Vice President of Fairfax County SEPTA. First, I would like to thank FCPS staff on the ground for all the work that has gone into getting some of our students back into the buildings this spring. As I said in SEPTA testimony to the school board back in November, we know the desperate need for many of our students with disabilities to be back in person, and we are glad to see that option becoming available to families. As we have often mentioned pre-COVID, we continue to hear concerns from our members about problems with a lack of consistency of implementation across the district. While some schools are able to accommodate all special education students who have requested in-person learning for 4 days a week, we are being told by members that that is not necessarily the case across the county. We are aware that there are capacity issues each school must address, but FCPS must ensure that all students whose IEP teams determine that in-person placement is necessary are then able to have those needs met. We are also hearing from members regarding the inconsistent implementation of the mitigation strategies at different schools. We would appreciate FCPS staff addressing the following questions in tonight's special education update. How often are mitigation audit teams visiting each school? What is done with the results of those mitigation audits? If a school is not meeting a mitigation measure, what happens next? How can families and staff make anonymous reports of concerns with their school's implementation of mitigation measures? Are families able to view the results of the mitigation audits for their children's school anywhere? If so, where? If not, is it possible to add this information to the COVID dashboard? Will ESY mitigation strategies be the same as they are now? If not, will parents be notified of changes before the upcoming deadline to request ESY? We must also continue to advocate for students with disabilities who are at high risk for COVID complications but do not yet have access to a vaccine and whose disability needs rule out platforms like Virtual Virginia as an option for next fall. We hope that FCPS will provide information for these families at the next return to school work session. Finally, we would like to thank Dr. Boyd and Dr. Presidio for their time in meeting with SEPTA leadership a few weeks ago. It was a very productive meeting where we discussed the siloing that happens as a result of the total separation of the general education and special education departments, and how the two plan to work together to improve that effect moving forward. Dr. Presidio also shared with us that there will be an overhaul coming soon to FCPS's literacy curriculum for the first time in 20 years. We are very excited to hear this, and we look forward to continued collaboration with FCPS and the ACSD as well to ensure that this overhaul will meet the needs of students with disabilities across all settings. Thank you.